everybody, and this time around we're playing a different game altogether. So, we're gonna start playing Prison Architect. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with what it is, it's a game that came out a while ago, and essentially you get to sort of like build your prison and have to deal with prison issues and whatnot, and it's a cool little game. I've been meaning to play it a bit more since September, but we're going to go ahead right now and we're going to start. So we're going to start a new prison. I was just practicing before on a previous one, and I think this time around we're not going to be like too careful. I mean, we're going to, and what I mean by that is we're going to be a little bit more careful. So I don't want Fog of War, because Fog of War is cool, but it does make it a bit harder. So I want to be a little bit hardcore, so less hardcore, I mean. But I want to make my inmates more hardcore. So I'm going to remove the Fog of War. It'll allow me to see everywhere. Generate forests, that's fine. Generate lakes, that's fine. Generate buildings, no, I don't want. I do want failure conditions, and I do want gangs. I definitely want gangs. And funds 180, that's fine. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to move on to this. And, okay, so we have the prison. It's pretty big. Now, I have a lot of starting funds, and this is because of what we did with the previous prison that I had. And this is going to allow me to sort of just build this enormous facility that I want. And the first thing that I'm going to start doing is just building a ginormous fence all over the territory. And it's just going to be absolutely 100% insane. But my concept for playing this game, now normally you wouldn't be doing this. You wouldn't be like spending all of this amount of money, because I think usually you start out with like not that much money to begin with anyways. So yeah, you wouldn't be, you know, spending the huge amount of money that I am, but because I had actually because I actually had quite a bit of money from the sale of the previous prison, I can now afford to do this. So what I'm gonna do is I chose like a medium terrain size for this, because I really want to do sort of like an open concept for a prison, and that means that I don't necessarily want you know, your typical prison. I want something that you can say, hey kids, I did something that nobody thought that could be done, and that is showing the inmates that there is a better way to do whatever it is that they do. I don't know if that's very clear, but I don't want to do like, you know, your average prison. So I want to see how far I can take it, how much I can push, and just because we have these massive amounts, I'm gonna hire double the starting workforce. And okay, so we're good. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a gate there, put a gate there, and put a gate there. That should, I think, be enough to set the airlock correctly. Alright, now if we go to foundations, we're gonna move now to brick, because I think brick is a little bit more appealing than the alternative, and so we'll do that. And one of the things that we'll try and do in this playthrough, or this prison model, is we're gonna try and not worry too much about cell doors. Okay, this is just gonna be the type of thing where we're going to work sort of on an honor system. So the inmates will not necessarily be searched at every turn, but they'll have to do their part. So, anyways, I think my point in trying to do this is going to be, try and maybe provide everything that I can for the prisoners without worrying too much about it. So I'm gonna just for this time I'm gonna close minimum security, and I'm just gonna get medium security prisoners. Okay, so we've got 6 of them that are gonna be coming in. But the most important thing right now is that we have the actual fence that it goes up rather quickly. So material is going to keep on going. As you can see, I've got a little bit faster, and they're going to go up and just start building the ever-loving shit out of, I guess, the gate area of the jail, and that's fine. Okay, so I don't necessarily... Okay, there you go. So that building has now been done. What else do we need to do? We need to make sure that we have our utilities set up. So we're going to take a power station, and you know what? We're just going to put it here. That should give it enough space around the edges for me to put down some capacitors. We'll move the water pump. We'll give it like a second space right there, and we'll put the water pump there. And then we'll put 1, 2, 3 capacitors. I mean, you don't need to do that straight away, but I'm sort of like, I'm just sort of like jumping the gun with this. All right, now the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to have to drive in some electric cable, at least all the way into there. And then we're going to come into the rooms, and we're going to say, okay, this is just going to be the reception. And the reception requires an office desk, a table, and a chair. So we're going to go here, and we're going to go a chair. Okay, and the chair is going to be facing that way. What else? A table. Okay, so we will put... yeah, why not? We'll put the table there, and then an office desk. And let's see. That's facing the right way. Yep, okay, perfect. So, because we're going to do, just a little bit of role play, then, we'll put a couple of chairs, there, a couple, okay, maybe not over there, but that'll be good, and we'll take a bench, and we'll put a bench here, and we'll put a bench there, and then maybe, like, a couple of bins, and that'll be sort of like the reception area, and that should work out pretty well. Okay, so electricity is being put in. Let's see, we are 14 hours away from getting that done. Let's see, it seems like, did these guys actually do all the work? Oh yeah, they did. Okay, great, fantastic. So they actually went around and they built that fence, which is pretty amazing, I gotta admit. All right, so the next thing that we're gonna do is, I don't really know what these rooms are, or I don't know why I made them, but they're gonna be good for something, that's for sure. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put those rooms in there. And then maybe just take a look here and see what I need. I'm going to pause it a little bit so that time doesn't go by. Alright, so we've got visitation. Okay, visitation requires visitors table. These rooms might be a little bit too small for visitation. And I think I might want to do visitation somewhere else, not just like that close to the entries. So maybe what we'll do with this is that we'll export parole storage. Okay, listen, we'll make this storage. And we got garbage and deliveries out there. We've got the kitchen, we've got the yard, we've got okay, we don't have a holding cell yet, but that's not going to be a big problem. Okay, so we've got visitation, common room, canteen, kitchen, solitary. Okay, so it doesn't really seem... We'll just leave it like that for the time. We'll leave this room for the time being. Okay, we're going to go back and play. And I think we're going to be getting 6 prisoners. So another really important thing is right now that we start designing I guess, the jail. So before I actually... I did like... I had this thing where I made like individual cells for everybody, and that was okay. But then in the end, I sort of like needed the space. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna build them with this sort of like alternating structure for the cells. That way, the prisoners don't like immediately enter into contact with each other. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense, because I'm trying very hard right now to make sense for those of you who have never seen this game before. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cells on that side. Okay, and then okay, what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and do this end. Okay, so the size that I'm putting down right now is like the exact size that each cell needs to be. Okay, so I'll open this here, and I'll open this one over here, and I'll open this one here, and I'll open this one here. That means opening this one here, and then I'll open that one here. So we've now got essentially plans for the cells like that, and we'll go ahead and we'll just build this here. And we'll build that there as well. Okay, and then we will we'll go into objects, and like I said, we're not really too worried about this being like maximum security. So what we're doing is just putting regular doors in. Okay, and now each cell requires a... Okay, well, we'll just unfreeze them, and we'll have them sort of move that thing there. And at the same time, we're going to make sure that the electric cables come right in here. So we'll put this all the way down that way and connect the electricity. And we're also going to need a large water pipe. That's something we literally just can't get away with not doing. So we're going to just bring the water pipe straight right down here. And then, if we're lucky, we will get... Okay, 9 hours. Can we build this in 9 hours? Maybe. Not entirely sure. It might be possible, though. Okay. So this is now built. We'll put the toilets sort of... Oh, it's a bit weird. We'll put that one there, put that one there. The door's on this side, and that one's there, so we'll do it like that. We'll put this one here, 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 and here. Excellent. So now... Okay, I did make this out of concrete. Alright, so now we're just gonna fill up the divisions. And that's cool. It's cool that the game has like a planning tool that allows you to actually look at what you're doing beforehand. Sometimes it gets like a little bit confusing, but it's alright. Like I found that it's not that big of a deal. I mean, and if you are making that big of a deal about it, then you know you're probably just a big baby. Alright, so gonna flip this around there, put that one there, this one as well, I think. So this goes here, here, and here, and then this one goes here, and here, and here. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, that's what we're gonna need to actually hook up those pipes. Bring that here. What I'm doing right now is I'm actually connecting where the toilets are. So I kind of know where the toilets are because I put them in a specific spot.